Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's headlines, Tzu Chi volunteers provide comfort to family members of 2 students who were swept away by the sea on June 29th. Continuing on our featured reports on education system, we go to Taiwan to see some schools that are working hard to make studying fun and interesting. And in Taiwan's Tainan, we visit the famous Zhenhua tea shop and learn the long history behind it. On June 29th, 2 students from Zhenhua, Taiwan were swept away by a wave while playing near the sea in Changbi Industrial Park. Tzu Chi volunteers stayed with family members until the students' bodies were found. Also in Zhenhua City, a man suspected of drinking fell into a large drainage ditch. His body was found 5 hours later by rescuers. Tzu Chi volunteers were again on hand to offer comfort to family members.
A report of drowning. Zhanghua rescuers used a crane to lower a lifeboat from a bridge into a large drainage ditch to start their rescue mission. Rescuers continue to search in the water. Tzu Chi volunteers continue to offer words of comfort to family members. The search continues until nighttime. After 5 hours, the body is found. Tzu Chi volunteers are praying, wishing peace to both the deceased and the living. Their mission now over, volunteers prepare a hot meal and beverages for the hard-working rescue team.
We all have the same belief. If you need us, we'll be here. Thank you.
Also in Zhanghua, 2 students from National Yongqing Vocational School were playing by the sea near Zhangbin Industrial Park when a big wave swept them away. 24 hours into the search and rescue effort, there is no sign of the students. Family members wait anxiously for news.
Finding my child is what's most important here. If he's not found, he's unable to rest in peace.
Tzu Chi volunteers offer support and stay with family members in this difficult situation. Rescuers find 1 student's body wrapped in the embraces of Tzu Chi volunteers. Family members cry out in pain. A tragic ending to seaside frolics, but the deceased can now finally rest in peace. Recently, Malaysia Tzu Chi chapter held 2 fundraising concerts starring Taiwanese singer Wan Fang in Bahad Patu on June 29 and Johor Bahru on July 1st. Kitchen volunteers from Penang prepared desserts for the event and featured decoration made from recycled dialysis bottles as prayer light holders. The event concluded smoothly with the help of many thoughtful volunteers. Wan Fang, a winner of Taiwan's Golden Melody Award, interacts with her audience. Since accompanying Tzu Chi to Myanmar, Wan Fang has walked the Tzu Chi path.
In the entertainment industry, there are comparisons and jealousies. I've known Tzu Chi since 1998. I realize my life has since become more fulfilled. Tzu Chi has given me a life full of love.
Wan Fang volunteers at the fundraising concert in Johor Bahru and Batu Pahat in Malaysia to raise funds for a dialysis center and education center. Johor Bahru Tzu Chi chapter has not held a large-scale concert like this in 10 years. The original goal of fundraising with 50 tables ended up being extended to 100 tables.
If you want to donate, who should you donate to? Tzu Chi.
I'm here to help out because dialysis treatments are really expensive.
Once you enter the venue, you can feel the love and hard work from volunteers, from the table's place settings to desserts to prayer light holders, which are made from recycled dialysis bottles.
I haven't eaten lunch yet. I can't eat properly if I have unfinished tasks to perform.
In just 2 weeks, our tables were full, but we know that donations are still coming in. $20 million need to be raised for the overall construction fund, but to Malaysia Tzu Chi volunteers, no amount is too large if they put their hearts into it.
Also in Malaysia, Kuantan Tzu Chi volunteers recently held 2 performances of the musical adaptation of the Sutra of Innumerable Meanings. The event were attended by 78 community residents and more than 100 local Tzu Chi collegiate youths with Tzu Qings. 79-year-old Huang Jiangang, who relies on hearing aid, also participating in the event. This is also the 9th time on which Tzu Qings were responsible for the opening scene. Solemnly walking in with incense burners in their hands, over 100 Guandan Tzu Qings and Tzu Qing alumni signaled the start of the musical. This is the 9th time they have performed the sutra.
Now we have graduated, it is time for us to reciprocate and pass on the love to others around us. Don't wait for the Tzu Chi uncles and aunts to care for us.
By performing the sutra, Tzu Chi alumni gain a better understanding of the text and vowed to pass on the Dharma to Tzu Qings.
We perform the sutra not only for others but for ourselves too. When we can take the Dharma to heart, then we can encourage people to join.
This is the first time Tzu Chi volunteers have performed the musical adaptation of the Sutra of Innumerable Meanings in Guandan. The musical was attended by 68 community residents.
The 2 performances are on the same days as my birthday, on the solar and lunar calendar, so I'm very excited.
Huang Jiangang, who relies on a hearing aid, also attended the performance.
I think it's great that the sutra has been turned into a musical. This is a great event, so I made up my mind to attend.
When I invited the community residents, I resolved to maintain a happy and peaceful mind. The Master told us that we need to purify people's hearts and minds by purifying our own first.
Through the performance of the sutra, volunteers not only delivered the Dharma into the hearts of the audience, but also gained Dharma joy. In the past few days, we looked at the benefit of the education system in Finland, Germany, and the United States. Now we stay in Taiwan to visit a few institutions that have been helping students develop their personal interests and talents. As the Ministry of the Education looks to implement a 12-year compulsory education system by 2014, many changes still need to take place for the program to work.
Here at this cafe, there's a variety of drinks we can choose from, but what's particularly special about this place is the waiters. They are only 7th and 8th graders.
The friendly service of the students makes one wonder how many others can be as humble as her, and how many students of the same age can actually cook a meal by themselves. Focused and attentive, every student's eyes are shining with confidence.
It had never crossed my mind before, because my mom was the one who cooked. After taking this class, I think it would be a wonderful thing if I can cook for my mom and acquire skills.
Here at Taiwan's first technical and vocational middle school, students are not limited in their future career choice.
During the 3 years of this hospitality course, slowly exploring my interests, I knew that this was the path I wanted to take. I'm interested in the hospitality sector, but I think going to university would open up more opportunities, so I want to head in that direction and see where my limits are.
When students develop an interest in what they do, they will be able to determine their future direction and become willing to work hard to achieve their goals. At Taipei's Beizhen Junior High School, students who were recommended by their teachers to take the drum class learned more than just how to play the musical instrument.
I become really focused and very patient too. In anything I do, I feel that I should give it my best.
help students enjoy the process of learning and learn to manage their time well. The school provides 4 series of after-school classes such as the Scouts Club, whose members must practice in their own time and participate in overseas competitions.
Sometimes I suddenly realize that there's so much to do. I still need to learn to manage my time and see when I need to do what.
I think I really cherish having this opportunity to let our children make decisions. Decision making is an ability one should have, and after you make a choice, you will be more willing to take part and learn. So the most important thing is still letting these children feel that they are the ones wanting to learn and that they haven't been forced.
The 12-year compulsory education program aims to give middle school students a happy learning environment which they are able to develop personal interest and talents. Changing the system, however, doesn't necessarily mean changing traditions.
We have quizzes basically every day.
I go to math tutoring class once a week, same for English and Mandarin.
I go to cram school for math, and in 8th grade there's also chemistry and physics. If we don't understand what is being taught at school, going to tutoring classes won't help either.
A major educational reform does not happen overnight, but Dongsan Junior High School takes on the challenge by renovating school buildings and enforcing a daily 10-minute reading session. To Principal Zhang Xunchen, the most important thing is still getting the basics right.
For a middle school student, the most important thing is life education and reading as much as you can. The teacher's expertise, the student's learning ability, and the study methods, these are the basics. Once we get the basics right, then we have achieved our purpose in the 12 years of schooling.
A new system requires some time before any results can be seen, and students are also doing their best to cope with the program.
I am quite nervous and feel pressurized, but apart from studying hard, I would like to learn what I can in student societies. I might have to work harder, though it doesn't take account of our results at school. I think they still might have exams, so I still have to study hard.
I like maths. I will work hard and develop myself in that area.
I want to be a doctor, so I'll read a lot of physics books, because when there's a goal, you will work hard.
Giving students the time and space to think about their future and thus find their career path is also a way to develop talented and skillful young adults for our society.
Coming to think about it now, we can think about it from another point of view. What kind of talents do we have in Taiwan? We need a variety of people, and we hope all of them have thinking, problem-solving, and information-gathering skills.
Ministry of Education hopes, through the 12-year compulsory education program, to give students a happier life as teenagers and a chance to find their personal interest.
Staying in Tainan, Tzu Chi volunteers are promoting Jingsi aphorisms by installing an electronic billboard displaying these words of wisdom at the entrance hall of Kaiyuan Elementary School. One short-tempered student was inspired by an aphorism to change her behavior. Her grandmother, sensing a change in her, started a study group in her community. Every week, they hold a meeting and ask Tzu Chi volunteers to lead the study group in understanding the aphorisms.
During recess, Tainan City's Kaiyuan Elementary School student Zhong Wenye doesn't go out to play. The girl and her friends are coming to the entrance hallway to find wisdom instead.
One day my grandmother yelled at me for being a bad girl, so I talked back and ran here to read Jingsi aphorisms.
Reading out loud Jingsi aphorisms helps Zhong Wenye learn to control her temper as she takes these words of wisdom to heart. It also let her grandmother see the positive influence of Jingsi aphorisms.
I think Tzu Chi's Jingsi aphorisms is wonderful, so I rallied my neighbors to start a study group.
Each resident holds a Jingsi aphorism book and listens intently, fearing the missing out on positive words. One enthusiastic reader shares her tip on how to put 2080 philosophy into action.
If you are buying something, you should think about if that item is necessary or not. If it's not, then you put that money away to help others.
Seeing how the study group has been popular with residents, the borough chief is especially happy.
There were 31 members at the beginning, but actually only 12 people signed up. We still have around 30 people today.
With residents receiving Master Zheng Yan's teaching of love, our society will improve.
With the phrase, enriching others is like enriching yourself in mind, community residents all hope to share with even more people the goodness of these words.
In today's series of reports on Taiwan's traditional businesses, we are visiting Tainan's Zhenfa Tea Shop. Established 150 years ago, the shop has been owned and operated by the same family for 5 generations. The business has preserved the art and craft of packing and selling fine teas.
The antique tea tins and the store counter bring back memories of the past. Here at Zhenfa Tea Shop in Tainan, visitors can savor the tea-steeped fragrance from over a century ago.
These labels indicate the grade of tea. All the labels are at least 60 years old. I remember because when I was a child, I climbed out on this bench and watched my father replace labels that were older than that.
The meanings of the black characters on the red paper may seem somewhat obscure. In fact, the names are taken from the 36 tea production areas of China. Established in 1870, nowadays Zhenfa mainly sells Taiwanese tea and has preserved the traditional art of hand-packing tea leaves.
When I first started, I was learning how to pack the loose tea leaves to get the edges and corners of the packages lined up properly. But sometimes I would fold it crookedly, or one side would be too long or too short. Grandpa told me that there was no way I could learn his 70 years worth of skill in such a short time.
Grandpa Yan was the shop's 4th-generation owner, Yan Canchen, who lived to be over 90 years of age. Grandpa Yan's watchwords were sincerity and integrity. He insisted on maintaining the traditions of the tea business. After tea leaves have been selected and packed, packages are stamped with the shop seal, the mark of quality and trust.
This seal is over 150 years old. It was carved from the horn of a bull. It's our trademark. This is between 100 and 150 years old. Let's say it is 150. Now the mark or the scratch on it. So it's very valuable.
In the old days, counters were all designed like this. There's a slot in the center to drop money into. When you open it up, there's a box inside to collect the money. Grandpa Yan never tried to earn more than a fair profit. He wasn't greedy. By the same token, he stuck to his prices. He wouldn't let customers talk him down. He always insisted on fair business practices. That's what I learned from him.
Prices, sincerity and integrity, the old tea shop embodies the ethics and values of the past. Through the generations, the Yan family has held by those ethics and values. Once an ordinary tea shop, Zhenfa is a living testimony to an extraordinary tradition of quality and trust.
Moving to Indonesia, the Tsuji Muara Karang recycling station in North Jakarta occupies a space about 300 square meters and receives approximately 10 full trucks of recyclables. At first, the landowners only thought of lending the land to Tsuji, but seeing residents' passion for recycling, the couple decided to donate the property to the Buddhist NGO. Riding their motorcycles through the streets, volunteers take the recyclables to the environmental station. The Muara Karang recycling station in North Jakarta occupies a space of about 300 square meters. At first, the landowners only thought of letting the property to Tzu Chi.
After a while, my wife suggested we donate this land to Tzu Chi so the volunteers have a place to practice recycling and do good deeds. We have many local residents who donate their recyclables to Tzu Chi, so we thought instead of renting out this place to stores, we should donate it.
During the week, volunteers got the recycling station, and when the weekend comes, many local residents and students come to volunteer.
I'm very happy that I got the chance to provide this land to Tzu Chi. I think we are very blessed. Now with a fixed place to conduct recycling, we have gained a lot of volunteers. I'm very happy.
The volunteer says this recycling station is like a magnet that attracts the recyclables and local residents to do the recycling work. On June 30th, the Myanmar Tzu Chi Retreat held its first Tzu Chi training seminar, which was attended by 26 young people. To make sure trainees gain a thorough understanding of Buddhism and Tzu Chi's missions, volunteers incorporated videos and group activities in the classes. By the end of the event, many trainees promised to volunteer during their spare time. Signing in and putting on their name tags, under the guidance of volunteers, 26 trainees are ready to attend the first Tzu Chi training seminar in Myanmar. Today's seminar is attended by children of volunteers, scholarship-aid students, and local university students.
The master says that youngsters are the hope of our society and their families. If all of you grow up to be excellent persons, you will benefit the country and our society will be in peace. All of you are responsible for this mission.
To start the training seminar, Tzu Chi volunteers encourage the participants with a clip from the life wisdom. The seminar is designed to make sure the youngsters gain a full understanding of Tzu Chi's missions.
My heart is filled with thoughts on helping the needy. After today's class, my will to help them has strengthened. If I have time, I will definitely join Tzu Chi because I want to help my country and those in need.
Regardless of age and race, everyone comes together to learn about Tzu Chi's values. Many of them say that they learned a lot in just one day.
After today's class, I understand that Tzu Chi is all about helping the needy with a compassionate heart. I also learned about Tzu Chi's missions. When I have time, I will definitely volunteer and help the needy too.
The scholarship aid I received from Tzu Chi gave me the strength to move on. I also want to thank the volunteers for giving me so much love.
The young people are the future of our society. Through the seminar, they learn to give and promise to carry on this mission and help those in greater need.
At the end of the show, we turn to the city of Coquitlam in Canada to join the celebration of Canada Day, which falls on the 1st of July. This year, Tzu Chi volunteers were invited by Richard Stewart, who is the mayor of the city, to set up recycling points around the carnival. At the end of the event, volunteers took out the recyclables and once again sorted them into different categories. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.